Good morning. Let's get right to it. I don't like being alone. Don't say anything. Shh.
Okay.
There you go.
See, look how quick that was. I got everybody on. Laura has by far the best music. She did a very good job of compiling all different audio tracks to make that up. And Todd, I love how as I'm doing the intro, I'm getting private tracks. We have to remix the opening audio down.
You're killing me with it because I get this cool opening music, and then all of a sudden I get this like nerdy ass noise. Work on that.
Laura, I think, did you see the opening he paid $1,000 for? Just saying.
He's gonna hold that over his head.
Mine's better.
Well,
better.
He's attacking your work, Laura. I'm not going to accept that.
Oh, that's you, Laura? Oh, then it's fantastic.
Who? My intro?
Yeah, he was complaining about your intro.
No, not her intro.
Which one?
The intro, your countdown.
Yeah.
Your countdown music keeps going, and then I see the logo.
Yeah, that's Laura created that. So you're talking about Laura, and she's upset now.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's not. We had like 5 people, and then they dropped out. What happened? Todd, did you share this? I don't think you ever share this. You only share the Gotham stuff.
No, I do. I share.
No.
Just give me a second. I'm having breakfast here.
Yogurt.
I didn't share it yet. I'm still registering. Sorry.
Moss is registered. Wait, so we found out you didn't join us yesterday. Was everything okay? We were waiting for you all Gotham After Dark.
I'm going to be honest with you.
You hate the show? I know.
That's so rude.
Hold on. Don't say anything.
Yeah, let's go.
What the hell was that? Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Moss was getting ready to be very honest, so let's respectfully go ahead, Moss.
After walking a mile yesterday, I cocked out. Desiree woke me up at like 10:15, and I'm like, I'm shot. I'm going to bed.
That's what happens when I thought exercise was supposed to give you energy.
Endorphins,
yeah.
Not
Like,
but if you're not like a
it.
regular runner or a regular like lifter, you're gonna get worn out. So you get used to the routine of it all. You didn't have to do full screen.
No, I'm just trying to figure out: is there a fire or is that cigarette smoke?
No, this is a cigarette I'm putting out. I thought I had.
I love
fire.
I love like Christina, like all
You
you see
don't
is a cloud of
realize
smoke.
I don't even smoke my morning cigarette before I have to show up half the time for these live streams. So it's like very difficult pulling words out of me.
We know. We saw your intro.
Yeah. No, I was playing off that guy from the video like years ago. I guess you guys don't know what I'm talking about.
Spring break. That's what it reminds me of.
No,
Do you remember that?
Like, said it.
Do you remember those videos? My new haircut, Mom.
Yeah, like 20 years ago. We're late, Mike.
Can Moss share his screen and we can watch him?
A gremlin up here.
Oh, so what I was saying about the Gotham After Dark. So closed captioning was on the Gotham After Dark last night for Vinny Bonami, and every time we say Moss, it spells it MOSS. So apparently, Uncle Joey's right. It really is Moss.
Up in the ante. I went from a mile to 1.8 today, Todd.
That's a big difference.
Not bad.
Awesome. I'm averaging a 17-minute mile.
Not so good.
So you're walking pretty much.
Listen, I was hurting this morning. My legs and my hips hurt. And at 6 o'clock, I bitched for about 3 minutes with myself. And I go, I'm not a quitter.
All right, Moss, I'm going to tell you something I'm not sure if you're going to be aware of, but if you're going to really take this marathon thing seriously, it would be wise to invest in some like supplements and like really like take diet seriously and your water intake, because like you're training like an athlete, you should be feeding your body like an athlete and recovering like that too, or else you're really not going to be able to make it. You got to really like take your health and supplementation seriously at this point.
So
that means no bottle. You can't have a bottle of wine every night.
So
yeah,
Fresh mozzarella is not considered protein?
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean that's not. I'm not. There's no good or bad food. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you still need to like make sure you're getting your nutrients in more than anything, and like you're gonna wind up losing weight during this, so you got to make sure that your protein intake is high, so that you don't lose muscle in turn as well. You know, there's counteractions that come with every action. So like, you should definitely look into what marathon runners eat, what they supplement with, and like invest in yourself because
Don't
it's
they
worth it.
eat like a log of pasta? Like the
Before
day
a big
before?
run, but not
Yeah.
every day before training. No,
I-
you have
I
that
want to
before a
have two
giant
bowls of
26
pasta every
mile
day.
I was
marathon
like,
run.
oh, if I could eat a bowl of pasta every before I run, I'll run.
You're not that stupid, Mike. Don't act like you actually didn't know that.
But no, like that's pretty cool. Now, when you run, do you run with your mask?
No.
No, who the fuck would do that?
People are.
What?
And I don't get it.
I don't
People
think
are,
you
you
can
see that?
breathe.
Yeah.
Like,
You can
I know, I
run
can't
with.
even breathe.
You can run. Well, you can run with those masks that mimic high elevation. You can do that as a training tool.
You've been to Denver, right?
I've been to Denver. Yeah.
It sucks.
What,
I
because
love
the
it.
elevation change? You like really
Yeah,
feel it?
Oh my god, you feel and you
It
get
What
was-
like,
happened?
No, go to Peru. Go to Machu Picchu. Go to
why is
Yeah.
it higher
Um,
than Denver?
go to Cusco. The second I landed in Cusco,
Yeah.
I still have a headache from 2 years ago when I was in Cusco when the elevation changed.
Todd,
that-
did you smoke pot this morning?
Yes, I smoked a
You
couple
look
bowls this
cooked.
morning. I
uh,
look cooked.
He always looks cooked. It's his morning eyes before,
Yeah, he
like
doesn't
mine
really
too.
like
Before
being on
my
the
eyes
show.
wake up. Yeah,
So
puff
when
me up.
I was in Denver, that's when I was an alcoholic and I used to drink a lot. And I would have one beer in Denver and you'd be wrecked. Like the elevation changes how much you can
Really?
drink
How does that
Yeah.
work? It's weird.
because you have less oxygen in you. Like it's the oxygen's thinner.
Wow.
So that's when I used to be like I used to be able to actually drink. Like I would, and you there, it's definitely less. Todd looks like he fell asleep under the sun. Like,
Why am I always getting attacked on the show? Breakfast with Bloomy becomes Breakfast with Bloomy Bash Bavona.
well,
This is bullshit.
wait, when was it? Well, you weren't on yesterday morning. Dave said that you look like a fun snack Snickers.
A fun
bar.
size
Oh,
snack
yeah.
Snickers.
I watched. If you saw, I commented on. I watched that show back
Yeah, that's true.
last night. I saw.
Yeah.
That's all right, Dave.
Is Jen Fitch
don't
still
mind.
watching? Jen, are you there, Jen?
She is there.
I guess we should tell her because she was in the office when we were talking about this.
Oh, who has corona?
No.
Well, this is not a flat.
Share my screen. Share my screen.
I'm so
Jen, you can tell Sue that I am registered to run the marathon.
Oh, can I get that information to sign up?
Are you in?
Yeah. I'm freaking gonna train
Just,
you.
oh, hold on. Keep that up. Let me get your QR code so I can fuck with you. Hold on.
You're a
Go
jerk.
back to that, please. Good thing. I'll just go back to Facebook later and pause and grab it. That's the problem. Like you can't accidentally put anything on because you could just get it later.
Jen Finch is the one that said I look cooked.
Uh-huh.
Are we
Jen.
done with your screen? All right, thank you. So I watched so yeah, Todd, I haven't seen you in
Yes, Jen, I'm running for Michael's cause. On Tuesday, Rob was our guest. You missed an amazing episode. And in the process of it, I think everybody was hoping that I would die, and they pledged money to Michael's cause for me dying. And we have to write this down. So Vinny Bonomi pledged 500 if I start, 500 if I finish. That's 1,000.
Right.
We know that if I got to crawl to the end, I'm finishing. Cosmo Pirelli pledged 500. That's 1,500. My aunt pledged 500. That's 2,000. Who else? Jerry
Frank
Amorosi.
D'Amato gave
Well,
2,000.
Jerry Amorosi pledged 500. Was 2,500. Frank D'Amato pledged 2,000 if I do it, which brings it to 4,500. Or
But you have to finish, he said, right?
no, he said I just got to do it.
Oh, as long as you
Or
start.
500 if he doesn't.
Or I have to give him 500 if I don't. That's 4,500. And then Frank Provenzano pledged 500, which is 5,000. And Anthony Girardi pledged $100 a mile, which is 2,600. That's 7,600. I'll let him off on the $20. Okay, and Dave Consiglio pledged 100. $7,700 in 20 minutes.
I think I told you 500. If you do it.
I think you said, but you were going to split it between me and Todd.
I said let Todd figure out his home.
Wow, that's fucked up.
What the fuck?
Oof.
Well, I'm going to bet 8,000.
What absolute attack?
How long do you have to train for this? Like,
So there's different.
6 months.
I did some research. And Todd,
It's in November, isn't it?
Mike, you're
Yes.
not a marathon runner. It's about Todd now. Okay.
Oh
Todd's
wow!
done this 10 times. Just throwing it out there. Todd, factually, they say that if you really get your shit in order, it's 16 weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yikes. That's what a prep
Well-
usually is for like a fitness competition, a bodybuilding show is 12 to 16 weeks.
Is there any way I could do it?
Yes.
Mike,
Sure.
How?
Anyone
Start
can do it.
training.
Mike,
Yeah.
that would require you leaving your
It's-
house.
It's a lifestyle.
Not if I
change.
get a Peloton.
Well, it's
That's
funny.
not
It's funny.
That's
Pelotoning
not
though. It's
quite-
running.
yeah, it doesn't.
Well, that's
quite
a bike,
equate.
right?
That's a bike.
Oh.
And
Oh,
you
they have a
also need
treadmill
to
version?
You can't compare treadmill running to marathon running. It's two totally different animals. It's like comparing a wolf to a dog.
Are there hills?
Yeah.
I don't like running uphill.
I mean, you're running outside.
Mike, you're not gonna do it. Stop saying what you don't like. It's not about what you like with a marathon.
Listen to me. There's only one way I do not finish this race, and that's if I'm fucking dead. I don't care if I got a broken leg. Okay, I'll
I'm just worried about
Yeah.
him cramping up. I've seen expert runners like not make it through
Chris.
because they cramp, and that's
Chris.
the
Yeah.
worst. Not
Chris,
making it to the end if you cramp, bro.
Chris, I
Oh,
am
can I do that? Can I hire someone to run for me and they'll just say they're Mike
No.
Bloomfield?
no, Chris, let me explain something to you. I am going to cramp up. I am going to, what's it called? Chafing with Todd?
Chafing, yeah.
You no. Gold bomb. If you use
It's when
gold
your
bomb,
legs
you won't
hit
chafe.
Yeah. Okay.
We're heavy. Gold bomb. The gold one.
I'm going to have that problem.
Well-
I have flat feet. Okay. I'm going to have shin splints.
I'm hearing
I'm
a lot
gonna
of
have
problems.
We're
every
doing this.
fucking thing that's going to go wrong is going to go wrong.
That's why I'm
But
saying you
there's-
got to supplement, bro.
But there's one thing. Hold on.
Here we
Okay,
go.
so we're
What
launching
signs are
into
gonna
this.
hold up this time? What do we got?
Okay.
I'm a big deal. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
This organization means so much to me that I don't give a fuck if I finish on Wednesday. I'm finishing the fucking race. And especially this year more than ever before because of the fact that they lost $300,000 that we're not able, that the dinner dance could not be, let's face it, and Jen's on the feed. There's no way we can put 900 people in the Hilton and I raise $100,000 in my pledging moment. So I may call upon people that would have pledged in my pledging moment this year, so I can still put $100,000 in the bank for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. That's how strong I believe in Michael's cause. There's 1,000 amazing organizations. Beanie and Michael's cause are parallel, and that's why I'm going to do it 1,000%. I don't care if I start on Sunday morning and I don't finish till a week later. I'll get my own police escort over every fucking bridge because I can do it. There's no way I'm not finishing. You can take that to the bank. When I was 14,
saying it's gonna hurt, man.
Chris, it's absolutely gonna hurt. Okay, but when I was 14 years old and I asked my mother for money for DJ equipment, everyone told her, "Don't give it to him. It's going to be a waste. He's never going to use it again." Here we are, 20 years later. I don't fail. It's not what I do. We adapt. We do what we have to do. I failed in certain aspects, but we critique and adjust and move on. That's what business people do. That's what production people do. Every time we go into a job, we think it's going to be a certain way, and shit goes sideways. We adapt and we finish. That's what we do. Todd, you have the floor. Todd wanted to interrupt while I was ranting.
No, I didn't want to throw up when you were ranting. I was gonna say you were talking about. Well, Christina was talking about what it's gonna take, and you're talking about what's gonna hurt. Well, you can avoid all this pain by doing what Christina said and watching your diet, getting your supplements right, getting yourself on some sort of schedule, both dietary wise and just life wise.
Yeah,
but also think about you're saying your feet are gonna hurt. You have flat feet. Okay, Now you got to go to the
Sneakers are
store. Get
important.
yourself,
Insoles are
Mhm.
important.
go to the store. Go to a running store. Don't just go
No.
to Champs. Don't go
You
to
just got
motels.
to get
Don't
a
go-
pair of Pumas.
Mike, if you interrupt me one more time, I'm going to come to your house. I'm going to punch you in the face.
Wow.
So what you could do,
Oh no.
what you could
Why would
do,
you cut him off?
he cuts us off all
I'm trying to
day.
explain something here to the guy that wants to run the New York City Marathon. You
And
cut me
I
off.
want to
You're
help
telling me
him.
about
I am
Pumas.
going to
He
be.
doesn't care about Pumas. He
Hold
doesn't
on.
care about Pumas.
Not the guy that wants to run the marathon. The guy,
The guy
that's
that is.
to run the marathon.
Wait, what's happening over there, Christine? That's a whole lot of check marks for one.
Instigation marks. We know how many times you've done it today
So-
already.
No, I would like to, since I don't think I could run the marathon, I wish I could. I would like to volunteer my time to be Moss's nutritionist.
What?
And I will help.
No reaction. Alright.
What, you don't, no one would go
Yeah.
to a fat personal trainer?
No,
Why not?
because you are an example of your work.
Yeah, Moss, I will help you. We will eat White Castle. We will run from your house to White Castle on Highland. That's about 3-4 miles. And we'll expand where we run to based on restaurants. Eventually we'll get
This
to
is
L&B.
hilarious. I can't tell you how much I'm enjoying this.
I'm going to tell you guys right now. My diet is going to probably be the hardest part.
It usually
can I-
is.
Can I turn around? Yeah, well, I mean, let's face it. I will make changes. I am not giving up everything. I don't care. I'm not running for time.
Nor should you. Nor
I'm
should you
running-
give up anything, because Christina's right. You're going to be, if you are running every day, you're going to be burning a lot more every day. So you can consume a little bit more every day. However, you need to do supplement and add yourself a little bit more protein on the days you decide to go on a longer run the night before. Hey, have yourself maybe a nice little dish of pasta if you want to do that. But you don't
Yeah, you
have to.
still need your carbs. You still need to like know your numbers and shit.
Yeah, and Moss, I sent you the text yesterday about it's not just about running at this point. In addition to getting the right feet, by the way, go to Fleet Feet. Go to a store where they're going to have you walk. They're going to watch you walk away from you. They're going to watch you walk towards you. They're going to have you run. They want to see how you run, forwards and backwards. They're going to get a sneaker that fits you and your gait and how you run. I'm an overpronator. Both my ankles, I always twist my ankle because I run like this, which is terrible. Well, so for you guys, it's this way. Anyway, you have to go to get a running shoe.
So I do that too. I'm
Yeah.
out. I'm never like this. This hurts. You see this?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm always outward.
So a running shoe will help. I'm not saying it's going to correct this, but it will help to try and correct you so that you're not in as much pain. So you get the right insole, you get the right sneaker, and then you got to deal with the pain with shin splints. Work through shin splints, quads. Everything's going to start hurting. But where does it all begin? Christina, you may or may not agree with me on this, but it begins in the core.
Everything begins in the core. Every workout should have your core engaged. Your legs are the biggest muscle in your body. Like if you're not, like this is, especially because it's running, like there is so many more things that are involved in terms of like health and retaining your like health after the race as well. Cause you don't want to finish the race and not be able to walk for a month. Cause that's very possible as well, because you're not training and you're not doing what you have to do pre-race to make sure that after the race, it's just as hard after a race coming down from that high as well, because you got to remember, like the same thing with a bodybuilding show. You don't just stop at the end of the show. You have to slowly reverse yourself back into regular life when it comes to calories, when it comes to your eating, when it comes to slowing up with your workouts and stuff, or else you are going to rebound like you would not believe. Like you've done low carb diets. That is nothing compared to a rebound when you're doing something as intense as a real life marathon or a real life bodybuilding show or something like that. It could be scary, and it gets your metabolism to a point after a show where if you don't really take care of it and know what you're doing or invest in someone who does, you are not going to be able to lose body fat easily ever again after that, because it's going to totally literally ruin your metabolism, because it's going to say, shit, I don't know what this guy's doing to my body. Your body wants to maintain homeostasis at all times. It doesn't want you to lose weight. It doesn't want you to lose muscle. It doesn't want you to gain weight or muscle. It wants you to stay as is. So when you have these extreme fluctuations, your body is freaking out. It doesn't know what to do. It's going to hold on to anything it can. So the second you start feeding it again and you start slowing up on your workouts, it's going to suck in everything that you eat, and you are going to blow up like a balloon if you do not actually know how to reverse yourself back into real life. It's serious.
Well, I got to tell you the truth. I enjoy to eat, as you know, most people do, and I hope that, and I hope that this becomes part of my daily routine. Get up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and go for a jog or run. I'm going to turn around and tell you, I am dreading running in the rain.
Yeah.
I hate the rain.
That's kind of suck.
It's annoying.
Do they move the marathon, or it's rain or shine?
It's rain or shine.
Rain or shine. They did. I had explained this to Moss the other day. If it was too windy one marathon, and everyone who is my buddy who is a quadriplegic and a hand crank bike, they wouldn't let him go over the Verrazano Bridge for fear that they'd freaking get blown away.
Wow.
So instead of starting at Fort Wadsworth, they started them in Brooklyn. And that's the year where I felt the pain like no other. And I'll never forget, the wind was so bad. I was running uphill. The wind hit us. And we kept running, but we were running in place because it was uphill with such a wind. And I saw people pointing at me and laughing, and a bunch of runners around me. And I saw someone go, "They're not moving." And I'm like, "Where are we going?" Like, I couldn't move. It was so windy and uphill. It was bad. I was like, what am I doing? And that's why someone said it in the comments, like, it becomes such a mental game of what the F is going on? What did I just get into? You're coming up like Central Park and you're like mile
That's
21.
crazy.
It's like, holy shit, I really just ran 21 miles and I still have 5.2 miles to go.
I get pissed off having to drive 20 miles. Imagine having to run 20 miles.
Yeah. It's so many things. It's so many levels, but but the diet, the core. I can't wait to get my core back and engage my core and workouts and all that shit. It's good. You're gonna feel great.
And now you also have the problem that you could begin training for this marathon, and due to COVID, it gets moved.
We have a plan, right, Moss? We have a plan. If the New York City Marathon does not happen,
we're gonna run around Staten Island.
We're gonna run up and down Highland Boulevard, because Highland Boulevard, Mr. Geek Google, I believe, is 13. Someone looked it up the other day. It's 13.6 or 13.8 miles. Something.
So back and forth is pretty much the length of a marathon.
How are you gonna do that with traffic? Like that's
Mike. Let me explain something to you.
You're a big guy. Yeah.
Mike, I will have a police escort start the conference line. Okay. We'll have Brazuso on the back of a Partners in Sound pickup truck videotaping Todd and I as we go up and down Highland Boulevard. And
you guys for sure better GoPro this experience for us.
I'm going to tell you right now, nobody tells me no. This is probably the only time in history that I've actually listened to people with like not having a party and people like, you can't do this, you can't, and I'm at the end of my rope with that too. But nobody tells me no. On that Sunday, we are running that marathon. It might be on a treadmill. It might be over to Verrazano into Central Park, or it'll be around Staten Island. But
are you okay? You want to know Highland all the way Fingerborg as well, or should I stop it before it changed to Fingerborg and then Highland? Because remember, Highland is kind of two different spots at that point.
Right.
Yeah, I'll stop it at Fingerborg. Let's see. Hold on. I'll put this right here.
Sue wants to. So Sue is a good friend of ours. Sue is furloughed. She works at the hotel. Jennifer's the only one remaining at the hotel, but Sue and Jen are two of the main girls at the hotel in the banquet department. Sorry, I don't know your exact title. Banquet specialist, sales manager. I'm drawing a total blank. Sue ran the marathon last year, and it was Sue had an amazing transformation. And she did it. And, she's been making fun of me for a long time saying, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But Sue, Rob gave me his blessing on Tuesday, and I immediately started training yesterday. I listen, guys, I did a mile yesterday. Assistant director of sales. I'm sorry. So, and I did a mile yesterday. I walked
That's
3
good.
quarters of it, and I jogged a quarter. That's a mile more than I've ever done at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Thank
This
you.
morning, I did 1.8. You know, this morning I was hurting. My legs hurt, my feet hurt, everything hurt. I walked, but it's okay. You know, it's okay. It's okay.
Right.
I'm not looking to finish this thing in 2 hours, 3 hours, 4
No.
hours. I'm looking to raise $100,000. If we don't get this, and I don't want to, put it out there too early. If the Michael's Kors dinner dance doesn't happen, I'm going to look to raise $100,000 to replace my pledging moment. That's my end goal. I'm already 10% there.
Right. So quick question. I guys rung off for 2 minutes and give one of my workers something. A marathon is what, 26.2 is a marathon?
Yes.
So the conference house to Denoy is 13.1 miles.
The conference house to Denoy. Okay.
That's perfect. That's a straight run down Highland Boulevard.
Well, there's curves in there, but yeah, it's right down
Highland Boulevard, Mike.
Right. Oh yeah, but yeah, it's straight down Highland, right over the highway on the fingerboard. Denoy, you turn around and go back to the conference house. That would be 26.2 miles.
And,
Wow,
and I'm going to go one step further. If there's no marathon, I'm having my own victory parade at the conference house, concert, rock and roll concert, with or without permits, because it's Tottenville and we do what we want.
Fucking hey, man.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, get the hell out of here. We don't need you.
Quarantined.
I like it. I didn't realize that was 13.1 to Denoy.
Todd, I'm going to tell you right now, within the next couple of weeks, I'm going to attempt to start the conference house, okay? And I'm going to walk, run, crawl. I don't care when the time is ready, and I'm going to make different points.
Okay.
So, and remember, I live off of Highland Boulevard, so I come down Sagayan. I'll go to Highland. I'll go to Huguenot. Come up Huguenot, down Amboy. Then I'll go to Barclay. Then I'll go to Armstrong. Then I'll go to Nelson. Then I'll go to Greaves. Then I'll go to Justin. I'll stop at my mother-in-law's for a cup of coffee. Then I'll go to the Gateway. Then I'll go to I'm trying to name every name. No, before Newdorp, I'll go to Colonial Funeral Home, Michael Lanza. I mean, we'll go to Newdorp Lane and back, and I'll just keep every week, just keep pushing the envelope, and that's it. We got
that's how I trained for 6 of them. 7 of them. All 7 New Yorks is how I trained. I live on my parents are on Main Street between Amboy and Pittsville, right by a couple blocks away from IS-34. So I would start there, and I'd go to the conference house, go to Claremont, go to the woods in conference house, Claremont, back to Highland, and Highland. The farthest point I ever went was Newdorp High School and back. But I would do every week. I would do something different. I would go Page Avenue and back, Townville High School and back, C and back, and then just pick a point along Highland. Highland was just my happy place because it's there's a couple hills in Highland Boulevard. You'll be surprised, especially Mount Loretto.
Todd, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Listen, and you know what? I guarantee, with a little bit of momentum, if we start training Highland Boulevard, I guarantee, and we get the word out to Staten Islanders, when we're walking or running or jogging or whatever, sprinting, whatever the hell we got to do, people are going to be like, oh, there's that maniac. And I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
You guys are going to be like Forrest Gump. Like, you're going to have like a trail of people 20 feet behind you.
You know,
I think I get people honking all the time that I know when they see me run.
I know we get women beat.
I get people honking at me all the time too, Todd. And I don't even got to run.
Whatever. I bet. So yeah, no, this will be good. We'll build some momentum, bit by bit. But yeah, get used to the body pains. But it's important you get the right sneakers, the insoles. I'm getting personal now, but I like
Dario, my other partner, Mike. So Mike's on the show. Mike, did you hear what Anthony Girardi pledged?
Oh, a lot of money.
You know
Big
what?
money.
Mike, are you available? Can we send you a link? You've never been on any of our shows. You know, Anthony Girardi went on that other show that went from 5 days a week to 3 days a week. So we don't want to talk about that show that airs at 7 o'clock. We don't mention that name. What's the nickname we gave him?
It was a great show last night, though. I don't know the nickname you gave him.
No, Valderrap.
Valderrap, yeah.
Mike G, you want to link to the show? Do you want to come on the show?
He's does he know what you're doing?
No, I don't.
Oh, he
think
does. All right, so he says go Moss go. So, but I don't know if he knows the number that what you're raising here.
If Mike G has, I will send him a calendar invite because I could send it right from my computer to him. I don't know if he's teaching. I'm actually walking right now. Oh,
Good.
Mike, you could do it from the app. If I send you the link, you can connect from your phone. I'm going to send it to you anyway.
There you go. We do need a live look into, or I want to see you. Well, someday I got to come to Staten Island in the morning, and I'll run with you.
Whoa. We're walking right now. Walking with a
Walk.
slight,
I'll walk with you. I'll walk with you.
walk with a slight run. The one thing I will tell you, when I started CrossFit, I did a bad thing. I went in there like I was a bodybuilder.
An egomaniac.
And no, Chris, not an egomaniac. On my third week, I was dead. I pulled something and I couldn't get out of bed. It was really bad. Mike, I'm sending you a link if you want to come on remotely.
So your point is you want to crawl before you walk before you.
I want to walk.
I'm with you.
This morning my legs were hurting me, and when I came to Johanna Lane, when I got to Johanna Lane, that was the part because around my developments, it's 0.3 of a mile. I got to Johanna Lane and I wanted to start jogging, and my legs just hurt so much. I'm like, I'm gonna hurt myself. This is day 2. It's not day 1.
Mas, also make sure you don't blow yourself out. Like rest days are just as important as training days. Like don't feel guilty because you take a day off and you don't run or do anything. You need that as well. You need that because you need to recover.
I want to go Monday through Friday, Saturdays and Sundays. I do not want to train, and I may have to, and I understand that. But right now, my goal is go Monday through Friday.
I think it would be more feasible to do 3 days on, 1 day off, and then do 4 days on, 1 day off. Like you kind of don't want to do 5 days and then 2 days off. It's too much rest. And then getting back into it, you're gonna be shocked all over again. Take it from my experience. 1 day is huge for your body. 2 is almost too much for your body. It's kind of like having to revamp the machine all over again.
No, Chris, I get it, but you also have to be considerate what I do for a living.
I am, but I mean, if I can make time for a bodybuilding schedule, working Monday, Friday, doing the same thing, anyone can do it. You got to make time for what's important to you.
Chris, you're not out until 3 a.m. doing events.
You're not either. You're training for a marathon right now. We're working from home. This is when you're getting yourself in gear for it all.
We're
the important time.
We're going to go back to work soon. Okay, people are done. All right. Okay. Listen to me. They may discredit the summer. September events are going to start happening again. Mike's in the green room. Can we get Mike?
Mike has got to come back. I think he's.
Well, Mike Bloomy's got to come back in order to get him in. I think he was giving something to one of his employees.
Mike G, stand by for a second. But it's
stand by. There you go.
We have to, seriously. But it's going to be serious. But I'm excited. I'm excited
for you.
I'm going to get hurt. There's not a doubt in my mind, and I'm going to have to fight through it. And I'm okay with it. But there is no shot in hell, okay, that we are not running 26.2 miles on that first Monday or that first Sunday in November. If it's through the 5 boroughs, around Staten Island, on a Peloton, I don't care. I'm taking everyone's money for Michael's cause. That is for sure.
Now the big question is, are you going to get yourself a pair of running leggings? Man's running leggings.
You're going to commit to
you're going to commit to the look, or you can be wearing snap-aways on your day.
I will do whatever. Listen, let me back up.
I'm just fucking with you.
No. I'm in a position where I have a lot of time. And I'm in a position financially that if I can spend, a few dollars to make my experience a little bit easier, I'm going to do it. There's some people that could barely afford a pair of shoes and just do it. I mean, I got friends and family that, will support me. And if I got to spend a couple dollars on a pair of custom shoes, because that's going to make, me not hurt as much, I'm going to buy custom shoes. I think there's certainly, if you're saying to me, Mas, buying leggings is going to make you look stupid, but it's going to
It may help with the chafing, to be honest.
It's not going to let you cramp up. I'm going to buy leggings.
Yeah.
This supplement here, which is not this supplement,
That works too, buddy.
this supplement
Eases
here
the pain.
is $100 a fucking week, but it's going to give you the energy to finish this thing. Whoa, we're going to spend $100 a week on it.
Yeah.
If it's a matter of like my kids having like, Fruity Pebbles or me getting what I need, they're going to starve because I got to do this.
Attaboy.
Does somebody want to tell me that Mike's in the green room?
I tried slacking Mike. He's not even at the computer, I don't think.
That's how you guys keep in touch constantly is Slack?
Yeah.
Really? You don't, no text, no Facebook message, no email, just Slack.
That's the worst way to go about it. Slack is an app that lives right on my desktop, and someone chimes in, it comes up as an alert immediately. It's like instant messaging. It's just Slack. It's literally the same thing as instant messaging. I don't know what you think Slack is. It's just messaging back and forth.
You know what the biggest problem is, Chris, with us? You guys use Slack. Todd uses Facebook Messenger.
Which is so weird.
Hold on. I don't come from your world. I come from a world where I work in a TV studio.
I used Slack before I ever worked at Techie Geek. I used Slack for years at other companies.
Had no application for it. Had no application for it in my past. The hell am I using it for? I go to a gig. I'm live for 3 hours. I'm live for 3 hours. I take a break. I come back. I'm live for 3 hours. I go home. I don't got to talk to people. I show up. I clock in. I get my rundown for the day and what I'm shooting and where I got to be. Bada bing, bada boom. I ain't got to worry about Slack.
Congratulations. So why are you asking me about Slack then if it doesn't concern you?
What?
I said congratulations.
No, I don't know about Slack though.
And me, I am the email Nazi. I think email is the most efficient for me. I don't leave my desk every day till my inbox is empty. I have the most organized email, inbox that I think a person could have, and it works. That's what works for me. So unfortunately, that's why if you email me, I normally respond right away. If you Slack or Instagram or even text messaging, like people text me, I'm like, I read it and I'm like, they're like, oh, you never got back to me. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, dude, if it's business related, send me an email, please. Does somebody want to tell Techie Geek? Let me text him. This guy.
I'll text him. Let's just text him. Get this guy out of the green room. What is this? Gotham After Dark? Is this amateur hour?
We have a guest in the green room. Please let him into the show.
What the hell does Mike do? Anyway. So we'll make running shorts. So I use running shorts that have a netting inside. So I don't wear no boxers, no boxer briefs, no tighty whities. I find that the best to avoid all issues down there, whatnot. By the way, Moss. So if that's something you're thinking about investing in, I use running shorts, and yes, they are shorter, so they're definitely above the knee. So highly recommend, and they're lighter than wearing basketball shorts or any other shorts. So you also want to think.
I've been wearing basketball shorts.
What's that?
I've been wearing basketball shorts right now.
When you start running, if you're walking for now, fine. You want to wear basketball shorts, not a problem. But once you start running, I highly recommend running shorts. And then you got to start getting do you like dry fit stuff or no?
I mean, listen, I'm going to have to change. It's not about listen, I'm an extra large shirt. I wear everything double X. I like everything to be, loose on me. I mean, I am. But if I have to, for running, have to wear something a little more fitted, well, I guess that's what I got to do, guys. It's not,
I even wear
me, guys. I'm here to
runners have the wildest outfits. We wear some funky ass shit. We have wires coming everywhere sometimes with whether it's headphones, earphones, or shit running up the arm. What else was I gonna say? Fuck. Oh, I wear compression socks. I love compression socks. That was an absolute game changer for me. I wear them even just on a regular day because they're tighter, but they let you breathe more because so they're wicking. They're wicking, and I think they keep your feet warmer too. I love compression socks. I love the tight fit on them, and they feel lighter too. They feel lighter than a regular low cut sock. So I love the compression. Love compression. Anything I love. I used to wear compression stuff on my shins and whatnot. I don't do that anymore though. They say if you wear too much tight stuff though, it's not good for a long period of time.
I could see that because it probably fucks with your circulation a little.
Yeah, like I think that's good for like your training. Like if you're running 8 miles, 12 miles, I don't think it's good for 26.2 in hindsight. Because I know one year I had problems with a marathon where I wore the tight shin compressions. Oh, I use K-tape. I use the kinesio tape for.
Do you like that stuff? I've never tried that, but
Christina,
some people swear by it.
It could be totally mental for me. So the past few marathons I've run, my process has been this: the day before or 2 days before, I get what do they call it? Needling done, dry needling. I get dry needling done in order to relieve the pressure in certain points on my body that I know I have problems with. For example, my IT band. I know my IT band sometimes I have some issues with because, again, my ankles aren't very good. My hips aren't exactly the strongest. So I know that my IT bands are always an issue. So that's what she focuses on. And she does dry needling for like a day or two before. And the kinesio tape, in my mind, it feels like, do you ever see Dark Knight? Is it Dark Knight? What the movie? Have you ever seen any of the Dark Knights?
Yeah.
Christian Bale, when he's recovering, he puts on that device on his knee because it's like out of whack, and it like sucks him, and all of a sudden he has this powerful knee, and he kicks down a cave. You seen that scene?
I don't remember that part.
So,
it was Batman Begins.
It was Batman Begins. Okay.
It was when he was training and everything. And it was like kind of boring, yeah. But you were seeing Bruce Wayne turn into Batman.
Right, and so he puts on this brace on his and it grabs his knee, and he's like, "Oh, it really hurts." But that's the K-tape for me is structurally helps me, and it could Christina, it could be a total mental thing. Like I just think it
like
works.
A placebo effect.
100, like it could totally be, but I've seen the applications where the K-tape works, and I understand the technology behind it, and it makes you feel more supportive, and it gives you better circulation, better blood circulation. Your muscles are a little bit more or less like I get that. So
I feel like if it's helping your mind, like 99% of training is mental. Like you only push yourself past what you think you can do. So like if it makes you feel a little bit more confident in your lift or your run because you feel like you're a little more supported, then that's worth it right there. Like big deal.
Yeah.
So who was in the green room? Gregorio?
Mike G.
Yeah.
He left?
I guess so. Yeah, he said I'm already out.
Yeah, I saw Gary. I haven't seen Gary in like 9 weeks, so we were talking. I think
really?
walked over.
6 feet apart, I hope.
I had to threaten to fire him because he started trying to chase me.
That's my hero.
He's like, "Come here, Mike," and he starts getting closer. I was like, "I will fire you. I recommend you backing up." I was like, "I'm really gonna fire you. Backing up."
Really gonna fire you back. Do you have video footage of that yet?
Probably. I could probably pull it up.
That's hilarious.
And then I had to go get.
I want to see Michael like this in the video.
All right, while you talk, I will look. I'll see if I can find it. And then I had to go in the truck to get something for him. And then next thing I know, Jimmy's on the other side of the truck. He's like, "We got him. We could corner him in there and touch him."
His worst nightmare.
Okay.
I'm like, what is going on here? Why is Jimmy now over here?
I see a cousin over here, Brex with Bloomy without Bloomy. I used it last year after a bad ankle injury, so I'm guessing that means he used K-tape after a bad ankle injury. Yeah, you know, they use it. So my wife's a speech therapist. I know they use it for speech.
How?
Right?
Right around your neck.
So they can do it around like your mouth. So if there's, I guess it's more of I think like if it's more of a physical thing, you can use K-tape for a speech therapy. I was like, really? She doesn't use it, but it does exist. So because I remember saying, or she saw the K-tape on my knee, she's like, "Oh, that's interesting. I use that. I've heard that used at speech." I was like, "Speech?" use this shit for my muscles. Like, no, if you have,
I could see that if it pulls certain muscles back, so you can't say certain letters. You know, some even some ethnicities can't pronounce certain American words because it's just the way their mouth is formed through years of speaking the way that they've spoken. That makes sense. It's pretty crazy.
Which I wouldn't have thought it, and then she said, "Yeah, I use it. People use it for speech." Okay, so yeah, all right. But yeah, K-tape's pretty cool, and it comes in all sorts of colors.
Yeah, now it does. Yeah.
Yeah, it's orange, it's green. Look at the 37 vehicles in his freaking driveway. I mean, just if I had his money, I just. Where are you? Oh, is that where you got close?
Yeah, you see? I'm like, get away, you get fired.
I can't really see who's who.
I saw it. I saw it.
Oh, is that you? That's you, and that's Gary walking.
But just like a couple of seconds ago, he got a little close.
I look like a waddler. Wow, I gotta maybe run a marathon.
There you go. It's lifestyle. It's a light. Listen, from Moss, it's going to.
So then,
a lifestyle.
Now I'm in the truck. Now I'm in the truck getting something for him, and then this is all I hear is look.
It looks like you're about to
get.
Yeah.
Now
you're about to
he
get
said
robbed.
if you hold on. You hear him say it. Let's see. You hear?
What'd he say?
Mike, now we got you trapped.
Oh, oh man, that would have been great.
Yeah, if they would have actually climbed in the truck with me, next thing you know, it would have been like Jurassic Park. You see the truck shaking, and I come smashing through the front window.
Oh my God.
You see the windshield just shatter and me come flying out.
I want to change the view of my camera again. Hold on.
Oh boy.
Yeah, much better. This is now the forehead cam.
Better?
It's good.
A lot of headroom.
You know what it is? I don't like it clipped on my screen because I have those ultra thin screens, Mike.
Yes.
I need to get an arm. You have the arm?
I have an arm, yeah.
Right.
Now, your desk, does it have a place to clip onto, though? Like, is your desk a flat surface? Like, at the edges?
Mike, why don't you come by and take a look?
Okay, sure. I'll send Jimmy. Like, the problem is, like, where I'm clipping on, I'm ruining my molding in my house. Like, I'm going to have to, like, paint it and everything. Hold on. I will go and do.
No, what I did was I put it on the PCU. That's behind my, you know my office. You've been in here.
Yeah.
Laura, I feel bad. You've been speaking so little. How are you?
I mean, I don't know if I really have anything to add. I'm not a marathon runner. I can't run for shit.
She cursed.
I know. Yeah.
I got you. That's fair enough. So what else you been up to? What else has Mike got you working on? A bunch of other editing videos?
Not so much at the present moment. Right now we're doing like social media stuff, planning for next month. So
it's good. Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have any other side projects that you work on for fun? Like any other things you like to edit on?
Yeah, I actually. Oh.
Well, this is a live look into Mike Bloomfield's studios.
Well, it looks. You would think I have like a real studio.
It looks pretty legit.
Yeah, it does.
So I got the ring lights. I got this camera that comes on this arm, but because my desk doesn't have anything to clip onto. So luckily I have this molding, but it's kind of ruining the molding. So I'm gonna have to worry about figuring that out. I got the.
If you use a Maffers clamp, you're muted. Oh no, that your phone's muted. Moss, if you use like a Maffers clamp, you can rig something up with all the gear that you have in your office, and you can rig it up so that it comes from the desk level up. You don't need to hang it off anything.
This is what I do.
So, we have it resting on something.
So yeah, I'll take a picture.
Take a picture.
I take a bit. Christina's like, oh god, picture.
No, I think I have an 11 o'clock webinar thing, so I'm just trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Did
The email.
Jimmy
no.
dropped
Is
Jimmy
that the
dropped you off the
one-
green screen.
Yeah, he dropped it off yesterday when I wasn't home. So I came home to this big box saying Mike Bloomfield offices, and I'm like, I guess this is for me.
Because I think
I didn't even open it up yet, though.
Mike,
Is that the one that we registered for on Monday? Because I think that's at noon.
No, this is for GoToWebinar.
Oh,
It's like a morning meeting thing, but it's like not opening. The invite thing is not opening for some reason, so I can't even access it. So I don't know what to do.
What were you saying, Masa? Share screen.
you see, so my CPU sits on my desk, so I just put it right there.
Right, you put it there.
Mhm.
Oh, it's so weird, dude. It's all because the mirror effect. To me, I always thought it was you were angled the other way. It's so weird.
Yeah.
So fucking weird.
Yeah. Right. So,
So-
that's not the actual way you look. If you walk into his office, it is.
No, it's backwards, and it's now. It's like right now. I hate cameras because now my mind is just twisted thinking about the same way when people record like a camera in their car and it looks like they're driving from the right hand side.
Mhm.
Because like I've been in Moss's office many of times, and the way like I watched this, I almost pictured like he moved his monitors and
Well, I'm thinking, guys, once we go back into business, I may change my desk to like here to be flat on. And I'm going to probably mount some cameras and because I feel that I'm going to be a lot more. I mean, here we're just having fun. But I think that business wise, I'm going to be speaking a lot more in this setting. And I want to be a little bit more. So, like, I hate the background here. You know, I hate the background.
right, and so that window that to me appears to be on facing the front. Is that actually a side window?
That's facing the side. Yeah, that's not the front. My
But
front,
isn't that the one you look at though when someone rings the bell?
no, the one I look at is right here, which would be opposite, which is right there.
Cameras
So
annoy
confusing.
me. Right. And like, is this my left or my right? I don't even know anymore.
This is my left.
This is my left.
This is my left.
Somebody take a picture, please. Somebody just take a picture of all of us holding up our left hands like a bunch of Mama Lukes here on Breakfast with Bloomy at 10:58
But
in the
I've
morning.
turned off. You see, I've turned off my mirror,
Yeah.
so I'm the right way because now I have
Yeah.
actual control.
Everyone with their hands raised feels like they've been in quarantine too long.
Right. So when we finally get like, when we finally get like out of this, I've never really met Laura in person. I'm gonna be like, Laura, I thought that was your left side. Is that your right? Which right anymore?
Remember, Laura's already taller than we thought she was gonna be. So like, we're gonna walk into
How
the
tall
office.
did you think I was?
Like, my height, and like, you're taller.
We thought you were Todd. We thought you were Todd's height, like a fun size Snickers.
Well, Laura, tell us a little bit about is this you on Facebook, Laura Brink?
Probably. I don't know how many Laura Brinks there are on Facebook.
Creep status strong.
Laura, would you like me to bring up his screen share that has your Facebook open?
It's
No,
No,
I mean, I really don't
no.
use it, but
It doesn't look like you've had any activity in a while.
Maybe
Yeah.
she just has it hidden so creeps can't see it.
no, I haven't used it. in
No,
like
I
5
really
years.
haven't used it.
I really just don't
Sorry,
use it.
creepy. I was just trying to be nice. We spend our mornings together.
Sure.
You've upset Moss. That's it. We're losing him now. He's
You
like,
got
"Oh."
a new friend request from me.
You're done. Hold on a second. Hold on. I got a solution. See this?
He just covered you with the post-it note. Laura is no longer on his feed.
Awesome.
That would be pretty funny if you like forgot it was your computer screen and used a magic marker to draw like mustaches over us, and then like, but then you actually ruined your screen. You should do that. That's something Todd would do if I told him to do. Todd, go get a Sharpie and draw a mustache over Moss. Oh, you're not gonna do it? You dropped dog food over your laptop last week. Sharpies is where you draw the line.
Yeah, gotta draw the line somewhere.
Did
I
you
don't
ever
always
get
have to
all the
listen to
dog food out of the bezels and the keyboard?
Yeah, It's out. It's good. We're good. Thanks.
He's
Thanks for
finally
the
out.
concern.
Did you have to blow it with like compressed
Look at
air?
this guy, by the way.
He's fast. He's bigger than I expected. Did he grow since we started?
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yeah. He's over 30 pounds now. He is a big Mama Luke. Oh, goodbye, Laura. I hate to see you go.
It works.
But I love to watch you leave, girl.
I'm only joking, Laura. I'm only joking. I don't even know you're already breaking your chops.
That was good, Christina. That was good.
I show up every now.
But I'm sorry, Mike. So we need to talk about my backyard. We are in the design stage. We need to come up with outdoor enhancements. And
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Mike. Didn't know you did outdoor TVs, bro.
Yeah.
I gotta hire you. You got to do my parents' backyard. I'm so excited.
Oh, your parents. I was about to say, what are you doing? Your backyard? So
I got a 2x2 backyard. If you take a step, you walk off my backyard. My parents.
You don't want a 75-inch ultra bright sunscreen right in your backyard?
No, I want a good. I mean,
What's that, the Sunbright brand?
So we do Sunbright or Sierra. Sierras are really good. They're more expensive.
Sierra.
Yeah, we do Sunbright or Sierra. Typically Sunbright because they're usually more affordable.
So let me but like a 75-inch screen, how much are they?
Depends if it's full shade, partial shade, or in direct sunlight. They obviously like a 60. I just quoted someone for a 65-inch direct sunlight TV, $11,000.
Yeah, that's
because it's direct sun. That's when you have direct sun, the panel has to be ultra bright. Now, when you go to full, like partial shade, that jumps to like $6,000, and then if you go full shade, you jump to like $2,000. You know, it's a huge jump depending on the shade level.
Do you have a special unemployed discount?
Unemployed discount, yeah. We put a regular TV and you hope for the best.
Take one of the 20 TVs out of my, 18 TVs out of my warehouse and just put it up there because they ain't going nowhere.
Let's put it on a stand.
Like direct sunlight TVs are ultra expensive because the panel has to be super bright. You know, think about it when you have a phone or if you take your laptop out in direct sun. Mike,
let's be honest.
Yep.
And I know this is a part of your business installation. Would you really recommend spending $11,000 on a TV?
If you have a beautiful backyard and you truly are going to use the space and you really I was talking to him because he has a cabinet and I said, if you have a cabinet and it's under shade, just put a regular TV. And if every year you have to buy a new TV, buy a new TV. But as soon as he said, well, it's absolutely no shade and it's going to be in the sun, no matter how bright a regular TV is, you will never see it. So if the goal is to be able to actually watch TV in the daytime, and if it's only nighttime, well, it doesn't matter. But if your goal is to be able to sit at your pool and watch TV and watch a game, and it's in direct sunlight, you have zero choice. If you no matter the brightest regular TV you put out there, if it's in direct sunlight, the TV is going to look black to you. It's just the brightness of the TV. You can't compete with the sun. So I don't recommend it for everybody, but if you have a beautiful backyard, and he said, I have a backyard, and with everything going on, we're going to be using my backyard a lot more this year with my kids. I'm not going to be out, and so and of course, you hear $11,000. He goes, I got to think about it, and it's understandable. And I said, look, but it's super expensive. It's not.
Do you have payment plans?
I can, yes. I could get you on with a financing company. Yes, sure, absolutely. Morling Financial. They're in Jersey. But yeah, so look, if you tell me you have a gazebo, it's partial shade, it might not be worth it to spend the $3,000 for an outdoor TV. But now I will tell you, hold on, I'm the schmuck that sells outdoor TVs. I'm the one that last year decided everyone else puts regular TVs outside their house. Why don't I put a regular TV outside my house? Why am I going to spend the money when I usually for myself buy everything, right? And I go to turn on the TV first time this year, and the panel has leaked.
Great.
So,
Why did you
Oh,
take it off?
but
Why didn't you take it off?
because I'm that guy. I'm the plumber. Well, it's also underneath my gazebo.
You didn't
and
cover it?
No, it's underneath. Well, it wasn't the covering that affected it. It was probably the temperature change. My guess is it was probably the ice and defrosting and thawing on the really cold days that ruined the panel. And I'm that schmuck, right? So that's why if I would have had a real like a Sunbright TV, you could leave it there in the winter. You don't have to pull it in. It's always better to, but you could have. So they do go back, right? That's the whole thing. But now, of course, that was a $300 TV. So I replaced a $300 TV, but I'm probably going to replace it with the right TV because I don't want to deal with every year. I guess I could pull it in, but
Well, Mike, listen, respectfully, if you could afford it.
yeah, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I've been watching a lot of TV out there. Like as it started to get nice, I was out there all weekend, like watching YouTube videos and just enjoying laying on my couch under the gazebo, my daughter with me. So I like it. And I have it here. Let me pull this picture. I have it on a special arm that it rises up. So like when we are not using it, it pulls it up into the gazebo. And which is why another reason I was like, oh, I'll just leave it there. Oh, I also ruined my lock because Lysol, I believe.
see?
See what happens? Stop spraying stuff with Lysol. But yeah, so it depends on everyone's different, right? A real true outdoor TV is not for everyone. But if you have a beautiful backyard, a beautiful pool, it looks like a resort. Is that where you're going to skip out? You're going to skip out at that point with the fun stuff, and when you can really make it beautiful. Ciara's TVs are awesome. They have glass on the side so it reflects. So if you put it on a stone wall, the TV almost looks like it's part of the wall because it actually is reflecting back the stone to you. So the bezel, it blends in. So if you have a regular TV, it looks like a TV on a stone wall. So there's pros and cons. It's not for everybody. Just like for some people, you do someone's backyard, they might have 12 speakers in the backyard, landscape speakers, be beautiful. And other people, you just throw 2 speakers on their house and you do it. Every budget is different. Everyone's goal is different, right? We have outdoor, we set up in our systems in the way that makes sense for everyone's budget and what they're looking to accomplish. And that's how you do it, right? Some people want more than others. Some people want the bare minimum.
They have brought you in part by?
Do they have SDIN? The outdoor TVs? I don't know if they do. I have to look.
Say no.
Why you want one?
They want to replace all of our TVs with those.
With the outdoors? No, they don't. Do they make converters from SDI to HDMI? I'm sure, right?
Yeah,
yes.
we use it.
Yes.
We use them all the time. We use Blackmagics.
Blackmagics.
We use
What's the biggest outdoor TV you can get?
I think 100-inch.
How much is it?
I think like $100,000. You want one of those?
No, there's reasoning for it. I'll talk off air with you on it.
Okay. Here. So these are Ciara Ultra Bright. Hold on. Yeah, like the 86-inch is $22,000. But yeah, so if you look, let me see. They show the picture. You see here the way the picture is. On the bezel it's probably hard to see, right? Let me go full screen, see if it helps a little. But if you notice on the bezel here, it's glass, so it's actually reflecting that stone wall back. So they're really nice. They're gorgeous TVs. We typically do the Sunbright because they're usually more reasonable, but certain size TVs.
SEURA. I was trying to figure SEURA outdoor TV. Okay.
Yeah, Ciara or Sunbright. And yeah, we get you better pricing than you could get it. They're like all of these companies control the pricing, right? It's the same pricing. We give better pricing. So actually, $11,000 TV, I'm not selling it to the guy for $11,000. I'm selling it to him. I'm making a couple bucks, and he's saving a bunch off of it by going through me. But yeah, that's they pretty much price control everything. Like you have to be careful when you find anything, even Sony TVs, Samsung TVs. If you ever find them online and they're not from a real authorized dealer and they're less, the warranty usually doesn't come with it. And you don't realize that because when you call, if something goes wrong in the first 6 months and you call Sony and they go, shows the receipt, they're like, oh, you bought that off Amazon, that from, EBM Electronics. They're not a licensed Sony dealer. Your warranty is void. Right. And that's when so we save $50, $100, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, I now have no warranty. So you got to be careful when you buy that. Yep. You got to be careful when any consumer electronics, you have to be careful when you start trying to save money, it's by buying it online in these third-party sites. Like I'm a Sony dealer. I'm not allowed to sell online. That's how Sony does it. Sony controls the pricing, I'm technically I'm not allowed to advertise the TV for less than they sell it for. That's why if you ever noticed, if you go to PC Richards, Best Buy, any electronics store, TVs are always the same price, right? You don't ever see a TV less at one versus the other. What they do is they throw in free stuff, right? Buy this TV and we give you a free Blu-ray player, or buy this and we give you a free $50 gift card, because technically they're not lowering the cost of the TV. They're giving you a promotion that they're providing. Because as a dealer, you sign, MAP, like minimum advertised pricing paperwork that states I will not advertise this at less than what they want it to sell. Sony tells you every week. I get a list of what the prices of the TVs are this week. And we don't know which, and we don't, they change pricing every week, and we don't know when prices will go up or down. So this week a Memorial Day pricing will come out, and that might stay for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You don't really know. It's the next week they decide and they send you, here's the new price.
This is a good conversation for end the week with the geeks.
Is it pricing on TVs?
Well, no, just talking about outdoor TVs in general, but to your point of being careful when it comes to buying electronics like this and getting a discount. I think that's great information. I think it's great to know that just because, oh wow, it's $1,000 left off of Johnny B TV's website, there's something wrong there because you're probably not getting a warranty or whatever. Like I think that's good content for your Techie Geek show, because that is part of your what you do, and I think people should know that. I mean, we know it's a lot of IT questions, but I think that's also a part of your business.
And it's true, and it goes for every industry, right? We had recently just did a quote for a landscape system, right? And it was like $11,000 for everything, number of speakers, subwoofers. He wanted a full-fledged system, like we did a friend of his, and he said, I love the system. I want a replica of that system. Great. That's easy for us to quote out. Here's the quote for a replica of that system. And then I get back, this other guy came and he's $3,000 less than, and he sends me the quote. Now, his system, and Maso appreciate this, is a 200-watt system. My system I'm selling him is a 1,000-watt system. That's a huge difference in sound. His system is an off-the-shelf system you could go buy at Best Buy. Mine is a custom integrated system designed for what you said. You told me I want to replicate this system at my friend's house because I was there and it sounds amazing. And then you pull up the website. The guy who's quoting him is a computer store in Brooklyn who has no website, nothing. And I go, there's a big difference between the one guy who owns a shop, who does this on the side, and a legitimate business. There's overhead, so my pricing will be. And I said, it's not apples to apples. If you had shown me the same quote, apples to apples, and his labor cost was $2,000 more than mine, then we could talk and say, all right, well, I have bigger overhead, but maybe I can meet you halfway, and you know what you're getting. But it's not even the same system. It's not even, and what am I, and that's sometimes you get. And HVAC companies get it. There's big HVAC companies out there, and then there's one guys who run out of a minivan and they're able to undercut everyone else, and you get what you pay for in the industry. And that's it's a hard sell because not everyone understands the value, right? You have to, and when we're not selling our value, that's not shame on the customer, it's shame on me. If I can't sell my value, I'm failing as a business owner, and that's why I have Laura and I have Christina. so we could sell our value and, and really
That's
make
right.
people understand, hey, okay, you might spend a little more, but here's what you get when something's wrong. We're there to fix it. If you need help, we don't just forget about you, right? When someone doesn't make the money off you that they should make, and then they feel beat, that's when you good luck getting help, because that person's like, oh, that mother, he already got me. Good luck to him, right? And now here you are and not getting what you expect. And so that sucks. Moss deals with that too, right? Moss deals with that every day. That's huge in the DJ industry. There's a big difference between partners in sound and then a guy who has a truck with all his equipment shoved in a truck. And that, he, of course, he could do a lot less than you, but like Moss said many times on this feed, when that guy gets sick or has a flat tire and now your wedding isn't going off, when Moss's truck has a flat tire, he's able to call and another crew is there and takes care of it immediately.
Yeah, or offload the truck or whatever it is. I mean,
but that's also the difference between owning a business and having a hobby. Like when you start taking it seriously like that. A lot of business owners are actually just hobbyists.
Unfortunately, I think most Staten Islanders, I think they don't care. People, it's always, well, what are you going to do for me?
Mm-hmm.
Throughout my process, and I've done business with a lot of people. I don't really negotiate. Listen, how much is it? Did you sharpen your pencil? When can you start?
Yeah, Moss, like when I did work for you, Moss, you were very easy. You let me rape you on all the pricing. No. Moss understands the value and understands they're not, people aren't trying to beat him. And he was super easy. And we had a conversation. Mike, is this what you can do? I said, yeah, Moss, that, I took care of, I put everything. Go ahead. And exactly that.
When I do business with somebody, I'm already anticipating that they've taken into consideration the relationship I have with him or her.
Yep.
And, listen, Mike, this, Todd, is this, the best you can, not the best you can do? This, is this what you're doing for me? Thank you. I look at it. Seems right. Go. Yes or no. I'm not going to try to insult you for $500 or $1,000 or, but if I ask you, if I don't negotiate and I say, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you take a look at this? It's not looking right. And you give me a bill for that, then I'm getting a little insulted. If it took you a minute to do something,
Yeah, and look, and I become the same way. And I think we've talked about this in the past. Before I owned a business, right, I was probably the first person I would try to negotiate pricing. I'd be like, oh, what could you do? What? And after owning a business and realizing how annoying that is, I don't like if I ask for a price and I'll do that. I'll look. If I think it's the right price, I'll do it. If I don't think it's the right price, then maybe I'll look elsewhere to quote it. I'm not going to go back and forth with someone to try to dwindle them down $100, right? Which it's not fair to someone. And I did that when I was building my patio. I had someone who I thought was a friend come and give me a quote. And I looked at the numbers and I said, what? Right? Like, and I said, oh, do you mind if I take a picture of the quote just so I could talk over my wife? No, you're not gonna no, I don't let people take pictures of the quote. What? Like, he wouldn't give me anything official. He wouldn't give me just, he wrote down his notes. He said, all right, this is the price. I said, all right, if I get a copy, no.
That's reassuring.
And then I ended up like, all right, no, I'll be in touch. And then I got one more referral and the price was $4,000 less for the exact discussion. It wasn't like I now trimmed it down and said, all right, we had the exact same discussion that I had with that guy. And it wasn't, I was talking to a guy who runs out minivan. This was another big company. And same conversation, wrote me a quote without me even asking, said, here's everything. It said how much concrete, how much, every piece of stone. It was $4,000 less. And when the job was done by that guy, it was perfect. It was exactly what I discussed with the other guy. That was someone who was trying to take advantage, unfortunately. And I get it, or maybe his pricing is just that much more. I don't know. But it wasn't like I was trying to compare his price to a guy who does it on the side. It was big company to big company, two big companies who both do the same thing, right?
You see, Dave thinks that somebody cursed. He says, I think Facebook muted cursing.
Really?
Definitely
That's not fucking possible.
Someone's computer switched out for a second.
Probably.
Maybe it is because someone said yesterday they thought our audio was going in and out. Maybe when we
Yours
cursed.
was going in and out yesterday.
When?
You yesterday, I don't remember when, afternoon or morning,
Hey.
but you definitely were going in and out. You're like
Hey, I got a good one. Mike, your mayor, isn't going to open up our beaches this weekend, but wants New York City residents to be able to go to New Jersey or Long Island.
What's up, Dom?
Your mayor-
What's up, Dom?
Wait, Dave says it's me. Is my mic cutting out?
sometimes it does.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've noticed lately it does every now and then.
So maybe
Do
I
you
gotta. So maybe I have to lower my mic. Maybe the mic's too high, and because it's set to directional.
Did you see last night on the program we're not supposed to talk about, but that you and I were viewing last night? His camera glitches like every, I don't know, 45 seconds.
That's
I
annoying.
didn't notice it. Does it? I was listening, not watching.
Yeah, his camera glitches every 45 seconds. It almost has the 80s effect that that other guy did.
No, I'm not in a closet. I'm in my bedroom, but I do have a wall of fabulous clothes behind me. So I can stand them-
Fabulous.
I can stand them.
Fabulous.
They are fabulous. I have many a suit. I model my suits after Robert De Niro in Casino. I have one of every color, pattern, print, style.
Wow.
That.
The list
Yeah.
goes on and the list goes on.
I wonder if it could be the mic position or it could be the voice mod. Maybe I should, since I haven't been changing my voice.
Let's hop off live and figure it out.
Yeah. All right, we're done.
Yeah, we're going long for breakfast.
We are long. All right, let's end this. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Join us
All right, bye,
for
guys.
midday with Moss. Do we have any guests, Moss?
I'm going to work on getting somebody. I want to work on this as soon as we get off.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. We'll see everybody later.
Later.
Bye.